if you attended our previous webinar, we talked in general about the new features in terms of Microsoft Copilot chat mainly. Today, this is more focused. Today's webinar is more focused on prompting and the art of prompt engineering and so on. So in our today's webinar, let me just share my screen. Respecting your time, because you joined on time, we're going to begin. We're already late anyway, so well, welcome to the art of effective prompting, or the art of prompt engineering, or the art of writing an effective prompt. And our agenda today will be talking about basically how to summarize and simplify information using Microsoft Copilot, how to create and draft content, whether it was an email or a Word document and presentations and so on. Then we'll move into editing and transforming. Let's say you have this SLA or an agreement, right? And you want another fresh eye on it. You want to check the policies, the points, the clauses on those SLAs or agreements. Is it on your favor? Do you want to modify it? We'll see how to leverage Copilot to do that for us. Yeah. And then you will have conversations with your existing documents, if you like. So you ask questions and then analyze content and so on. But remember, please, this is not a product focus session. We have another webinar for the product-based content. There, we talk about Copilot in Outlook in details, and then all the features of Copilot in OneNote, and then all the features of Copilot in Loop, for instance, and so on. But here, we're taking it from prompting point of view. All right? Because you joined me with my other webinars, you know that I like my sessions to be interactive, and I would love if you engage with me. There is a lot for you to do and to practice. If you have the Copilot license, then you can follow everything I'm doing. But if you don't have the Copilot license, then you can pretty much follow us or follow those demos through copilot.microsoft.com. So if you go to copilot.microsoft.com, get rid of these, copilot.microsoft.com, I'm going to share the link on the chat window. You will be able to follow the demos I'm doing. Just make sure you sign in, yeah, with your personal account, and then you can follow everything I'm doing on my demonstrations. All right. So let's get started. All right. I want you to write a prompt. This is a task for you now, and you will write this prompt here on the chat window. You will not write it on any tool, right? I need you to write a prompt to generate to generate a speech for the CEO. Yeah. That's it. I generate a speech for the CEO. Let me see how you will deal with that inquiry. A CEO asks you to generate a speech for him or for her using AI. What would you do? How would you craft this prompt? Thank you so much, Hamid. Thank you so much. Yes. The subject is the services of technology. We have a bunch of new employees. We want to tell them about our services. Brilliant. Next. Can I get the prompt? Yeah, that works with Rahman. Just tweak it a bit. It's not an email, it's a speech that the CEO will say. The speech. Yeah, that works. Write a welcoming speech from the CEO of Technology Global Limited. Love the full form, Hamid. A group of new employees, all right. The tone should be inspiring, warm, and professional, mainly about significant product technology offers to the market. Brilliant. You see what Hamid did there? What Hamid added the context, yeah, for prompting. And if you joined us on our previous webinar, let me grab that presentation deck, future of work. We talked about 4 elements that needs to be in every prompt. When you add those to your prompt, well, you will write an effective prompt and you will get the results that you want faster. Yeah. And those elements were, first of all, have a specific goal. That's why Hamid asked me, what's the topic? Because writing a speech for a CEO, that's a speech about what? So I need to know exactly what do you want from Copilot. But then that's even not enough. I need to add some context. Why do I want to write that speech? New employees. Yeah, we want to educate them about our services. So that's context. Then maybe you have a source of information, maybe not. But as long as it's about technology, then you should have add from where or what information do you want Copilot to refer to and use it as its source of knowledge. So it will be technology website, right? That you will use. And then expectations. You see how Hamid formed that? He said, "Oh, I want it to be in this particular tone. This is the length of the speech, and so on." So, how should Copilot respond best for fulfilling your request? How do you want it to format the output? All right. This format of prompting is basically called GCSC, right? GCSC. Now, I will take this chance and ask you if you have the Copilot license, then go to office.com or ms365.cloud.microsoft. Any of these websites, office.com will take you to the full form, which is m365.cloud.microsoft. If you want a shortcut, I'll just share the URL on the chat window. Now, on this interface, what I want to share with you is a new agent by Microsoft called Prompt Coach. Okay, so if you go to the Prompt Coach and you share your prompt here, so my prompt would be, for instance, I want to write a speech for my CEO for my CEO, despite the typos, of course, you understand. So the prompt coach knows this is not enough. So it will ask you questions like, hold up, what is your goal? What's the purpose of this speech? Yeah. What's the context behind this? How do you want the tone to be? What's the length of your speech? Because you see, writing a speech for 5 minutes is not like writing a speech for 1 hour, right? What's the key message you want to deliver? Is there any personal touch you want to add? And so on. So by answering those questions, yeah, you will end up with a very good prompt, not the actual speech. So let me answer some of these questions. What's the purpose of this speech? Celebration and so on, addressing employees? Yes, basically addressing new employees and sharing an overview of technology services. All right. Now, context. When and where will this speech be delivered? Who is the target audience? I pretty much covered the target audience in here, and that's what I care about. The where and when is not important. And then the tone. Should it be formal, inspirational, and so on? Well, why not select all? Okay. I'm just gonna keep these visionary, inspirational, and formal. All right. The length. Do you have a target duration? Well, the speech is for, let's say, 10 minutes. Just for the sake of this demo, yeah. Key messages. Are there any specific points that you want to discover? Well, you want to mention, then mention those points. Yeah, personal touch, and then go ahead for it. And then you will send this to Copilot, and then Copilot will draft the prompt for you. There we go. Actually, Harry actually created the content. Yeah. It went straight and created the content. So what I can do is I can actually ask it to write the prompt. Usually it writes the prompt without me asking it, but for a reason now, because it knows I'm doing a live demo, it tries to embarrass me. But I'm not gonna give it this chance. I'm just gonna combine everything together and say, write a prompt. That's the default behavior. That's how it should behave. Sharing with me the final prompt, not the result. So write 10-minute speech for a CEO. The speech should be formal and everything I mentioned. A warm welcoming to the new employees, an overview of the services. All right. And then maybe I would say modify the prompt to include the source of an info, that source of info. Right? That's enough, which is, and then I can add our website, technology.com. Just want to get a full, why did I add 2 dots? Just want to get the full URL and then share this one in here. All right. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can select all. Just mention it because this is language model, right? Say include all your suggestions. Yeah, and so on. So here is my final prompt. All right. So I can take this, go to a new chat window. Yeah, on web, for instance, and then paste my prompt and share that with Copilot, and then Copilot will generate the content that I want. CEO speech. Good morning, everyone. There you go. Who we are. Mention the details. Well, we do AI first customer experience. We focus on cybersecurity services, digital skilling programs, advisory and professional services, tech managed services, and so on. Our value and culture. Yeah, your role in our future, because we're addressing the new employees, looking ahead because we said visionary and so on. Yeah, and then a closing part and so on with a follow-up questions as well. Now, your turn. If you have the license, go to this interface, craft the prompt, share with me the prompt here on the chat window. If you don't have the license, go to copilot.microsoft.com and do the same here, but tweak your prompt a little bit. Let me show you what you will do. You will say, generate an effective prompt using prompt engineering, yeah, and GESE, which is, or just mention it with prompt engineering, with clear goal, expectations. You don't have to do them with or in order. Yeah, just mention them. Source, and what else do we have? Goal, expectation, and the source of information. I think we're missing the context, of course. Clear context, right? To achieve the to achieve this, and then under this mention, write a speech for my CEO about the services of tech knowledge, of tech knowledge. All right. And then don't forget to add, ask me any question you want before generating this effective prompt. So it would ask you to complete its information, because you see, the generative AI, they tend to agree with you with everything. Anything you say, they will say, "Oh, great idea, superb, all right, brilliant. Let's carry on." But they will not disagree with you, or sometimes they will generate content no matter, even if they don't have enough information. So you always add this clause here to make sure that it asks you questions. All right, so I'm going to share this on the chat window so you can copy it and paste it and then tweak it the way you want. All right, so it came back with questions. Who's the audience? Purpose of the speech, yeah, length, and so on. So answer the questions and complete your prompt, and then share with us your prompt. It doesn't have to be technology, yeah? You can use your company for the example. Brilliant, Hamid. Brilliant. Loved it, Hamid. Thank you so much. Right, so this is what Hamid came up with. I'm gonna use the same on a new chat window. There you go. We got the result. Okay, waiting for the other prompts. Welcome, Alia. We're doing an interactive session where I share with you a couple of assignments, you do them, and then you get back to us with the result on the chat window. Okay. Any luck, Fatah Rahman or Khulud? All right, I think we will carry on. You must be busy. You must be busy editing those prompts. All right, so we'll carry on. What we want to do now, I want you to let AI teach you how to use AI. All right. So if you will go to the same Copilot interface and then ask Copilot to generate a lesson for you, I'm going to do the same exact here on the prompt. Would you like me to help adapt this for a specific event or audience tones? Yeah, why not? You can. Who's this? Oh, that's Fatah Rahman. Yeah. He got me the whole shebang. Okay, this is brilliant, Fatah Rahman. Thank you. All right, thank you. This is brilliant. Okay. On the prompt coach, I will say generate a prompt to create a lesson about prompt engineering. You see, I could have done this and prepared a couple of slides for you and then demonstrated the slides or presented the slides here. But what is the fun in that? But I can show you how can I actually prepare those slides using AI. So the prompt coach goes like, okay, goal, what do you want? What do you expect to do with this lesson to achieve? Write better prompts using Microsoft 365 Copilot. Yeah. And then context, who's the audience? Well, targeting professional employees. Yeah, why not? Source, not really. Focus on Microsoft Learn. Okay. Expectation, what format, slides, outline, interactive activity, training manual would do. All right, let me send that and see the prompt, and then I will share the prompt with everyone so they can modify it. Thank you for sharing, Khulud. Copilot said that's what she wrote. Get an effective prompt using prompt engineering with clear and so on, and then clarity of the question, the audience, and thank you for sharing that, Khulud. Brilliant. Now back to my prompt. So I got my final prompt that I will be sharing with you here on the chat window where you can copy it and use it in order to get your own prompt engineering lesson. For me, I will go to chats, make sure I'm on web, and then share this one. Okay. But even if you share something, it doesn't mean you can't still modify it, because look, even if you mention the goal and expectations and all of that, sometimes you still might not get everything right. Yeah. Or maybe based on the ideas generated in front of you, you got a new idea. Yeah. So you can iterate. Don't be afraid to iterate and ask another questions. Yeah. I can go like add sample prompts. So it will give me some examples. Yeah. There you go. So let's begin at the top. We have, here is the lesson plan. We got the introduction, we got the details, the key concepts that will be discussed, context, goals, source, expectation. We're done with this part. Best practices, be more specific. Yeah. The more specific you are on your prompts, the better the results. Use plain professional language and treat Copilot like a colleague. You see, this is so important. This what gets everyone either away from the tool forever, or you will keep using the tool. When you treat the AI tool as a colleague, you will share constructive feedback. You got results. Do you like the results? Well, tell Copilot that I actually like the results. Yeah. If you don't like the results, say I don't like the results. Give some feedback. So I like this. I'm gonna share. I like it. Why you like it? You can share it, or you can just submit. If you ain't got time for that, no problem. So let me go back and say we were here. All right, we were here. Use plain, include relevant details, reference files, dates, names, yeah, and break down complex problems into smaller problems and work on piece by piece. So if you want to strategize with Copilot, a plan, yeah, let's break down the plan into smaller phases, maybe, or milestones, or yeah, smaller areas. Work with Copilot on those smaller areas until you complete your whole plan. And then follow up. Don't be afraid to iterate. Follow up with questions and so on. So examples of a good prompt and a bad prompt. There we go. In Word, write a report. You will not do that. You will go for draft a one-page summary report on Q2 sales performance using the attached Excel file, using a formal tone. Let's try it out. So we will go to Word. And I will switch the account to my training account. Right. This should be my training account. Hello. Yeah. Usually my training accounts has brighter colors. Yep. There we go. So this is the interface, you know. And once you go to Word, Copilot is just right there. You can't miss it. Yeah. So this is where you paste your prompt or you write your prompt. You want to draft a one-page summary about the attached Excel file. What is the attached Excel file? So to attach an Excel file, you can click on reference file or add content, this icon here, or you can just simply type /, okay? Type / and you will get the interface you're looking for to attach some files. However, let me try to get some files here relevant to what we want to do, because there is a mistake on this prompt, by the way. On Word, I cannot attach Excel files, okay? On Word, I have to attach Word or PowerPoint or PDF, all right? So maybe I have this market analysis report about Mystic Spice Premium Chai. I'm going to attach this report. But before attaching this report, I actually want to show you this report. So I'm going to click on it to just show you the report, and then you would understand what did we generate out of this report. So there we go. Okay. So this is the market analysis report about our premium chai. Got an introduction, and then we have product description, yeah, and then we have market trends and so on, yeah. So this is what we have. So we're sending this to Copilot, and then Copilot will create our one-page summary, yeah, about the sales performance as we requested. And based on what we wanted and the format and so on, it did extend 2 pages, but it's not literal, yeah. So keep it. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, Q2 sales performance report. There we go. This is what I wanted. Yeah. So the more specific on your prompt, the better the result. Now, going back to Copilot, from the Copilot interface or from Microsoft Teams, yeah, what I can do is, let me just go to another page. So I keep this one. I will keep this one here so I can refer to it back. And I will use the same prompt, yeah, draft a one page and so on. But this time, why does it switch to Arabic? Okay, this time I will attach a cloud file, and this cloud file is going to be a SharePoint, an Excel file. Okay, question back. Let me look for, we got marketing somewhere. I have a dummy data that I want to use. So technology Q1 marketing campaigns, I'm going to use this one. That's just dummy data. It's not actual. And I will send that to Teams. Now you understood that from Microsoft Teams or from Copilot Chat, I can actually attach Excel file. But from Word, I can only attach Word, PDF, and PowerPoint, and it generated a full summary on a TXT file, and it added a link for us to download it. Yeah. And so on. So that was it. Let's take a look at something else. Now, what else I can do when it comes to examples? That's what you will follow. You will let AI teach you, and that was my main point. You will let AI teach you how to use AI, okay? And in Word, you can do so. We've tried it. In Outlook, you can do so, and then you can try it, and so on. And you will carry on your lesson plan. Scenario based, where scenario one, your project manager preparing for a status update. Here is the prompt. Boom, take the prompt, go try it. And you will follow this until you actually learn how to write effective prompts or learn how to um, and practice prompting and practice examples. Because I mentioned add sample prompts, I got these. You see, drafting proposal, editing a report, yeah, creating a summary, yeah. In Excel, what I can do, there you go. You can do all of this. So I'm going to use this content on my product-based webinar. But yeah, it's there. It can actually help you. And that's all because you wrote an effective prompt in the first place. And you mentioned that this is targeting Microsoft 365 Copilot and get me the content from Microsoft LAN, right? You were more specific on the source and more specific on the content. Just remember one thing for me, please. When you add the source for Copilot to generate the content from, you're actually reducing the margin of error. And you're reducing the hallucination of AI as well. Because instead of the AI going, or the AI tool or Copilot, go to all of its training content and learning data in order to get you your answer, you're scoping it, you're grounding it. That's the term. We ground Copilot with certain knowledge source so it can use that knowledge source to retrieve my response or requested information. All right. Do you have any question for me? Attaching PNG file is possible if you want to extract text, not here. Here you cannot attach a PNG file. But here, if you open the Copilot panel, yeah, you can actually attach a PNG file and then ask Copilot to extract text from it. So if I go like, if I snip, for instance, that's my snipping tool. I'm just going to snip this part here. All right. And save it. There you go. Just going to save this one to downloads. Yeah, screenshot, drop it there. Come to Copilot here and click on add. After opening the Copilot panel, add, and then add an image and upload. And this is my image. And then ask Copilot to extract text from this image. Oops. Extract text from this image. Right? And it works most of the time, but sometimes in Word it decides not to work for a reason, but it works 100% in PowerPoint. So it worked. Yeah. So sure, here's the text extracted. Yeah. Hello, Ayman. There you go. Hello, Ayman. That was the part mentioned at the top of my image. Yeah. Hello, Ayman. Here is whatever. And then how can Copilot help translate the following text, analyze, and that's what was mentioned on my image. So it was able. That's the only scenario where you will add an image. Other than this, you will add documents like what Hamid told you here. You will add only PDF, Word, and so on. And the best way to know what can I add in a particular application like Copilot in Word, just go and try to add. Yeah, you have access to all of your OneDrive folders and files. Yeah, so if you don't see a PDF here, try to look it up. Yeah, like I have a PDF called, let me zoom in. I have a PDF called ITIL. All right. Well, if I don't see it, it means ITL. If I don't see it, it means it's not supported. Yeah, this file is not supported or this type. Like try to look up AutoCAD files and so on. Yeah, you will not see them. Ah, okay, no problem. Yeah. All good, all good. All right. So now, as long as we're in Word, let's see an example of summarizing content. Please raise your hand if you have the Copilot license, the Copilot Microsoft 365 Copilot license. Please raise your hand. I just want to know how to drive the rest of this session. You don't have the license? All right, all right. So Khulud has the license. Okay, I don't have Microsoft license yet. Yet, yes. Yet. All right. Alia has the license. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You can lower your hands. So I will do a couple of demos, but then I will share with you an online material where you will follow this online material and practice on your own. And that's how you will get better and better in drafting prompts using Microsoft 365 Copilot. So, right? Because 2 hours is never enough for this, or 1 hour is never enough for this. We usually deliver it in a whole day. Yeah. So I will show you the demo and then I will tell you how and from where you download the sample files to be used and everything. And we will keep this session very light. The rest will be on you to explore until I meet you on a more deep dive sessions, which is basically the persona and the product based sessions. Now, what I want to do is summarizing. I will walk you through how to proceed learning. All right. So the course that I want you to have access to is actually this one. At the end of the session, we will share with you a digital badge that will assign this course to you. But why not access it from now? Make sure you sign in with your personal account. That will prepare you for the digital badge later on. So access this URL and this will tell you how to craft prompting or how to craft effective prompts, yeah, to use with Copilot. So in here we have several modules. One module is to simplify and summarize content. Another one to create and draft content, edit and transform, and ask questions, and like what you've seen in my agenda earlier. Now, if I click on summarize and simplify information, this takes me to this module that has several lessons. All right. The very first lesson is always an introduction. Once you move next to the next session, it will tell you, oh, this is an exercise. It's a chance for you to follow along using the sample data they're providing. Okay, so which means the first thing you will do is to download this sample data, all right, one by one, all right, and add them to OneDrive for Business. So it's going to be very good if you have on your OneDrive for Business like Copilot demos, for instance, or Copilot practice, and then the fiction company we use it's called Contoso, where you can add all the files here, and that will be your test environment. All right. Once you download the files and add them to OneDrive for Business, you will begin the next exercise where you see it's tutorial based. It will take you 4 minutes only. Access Copilot panel and then click on summarize, yeah, and attach the file that you want. So let's do this together. Now this one is going to begin by asking you question. What is a good prompt? What is a bad prompt? And then next you will start using it. So this is a prompt and this is what you will do, and basically you will proceed learning on how to summarize content, you see, using these tutorials. Are we on the same page? Did you manage to sign in? Okay. We're going to do a small activity. And then we'll carry on. All right. Are you joining us from your phone? I hope you're not. All right. Please scan the QR code to join my activity. I will copy the participation link and send it to the chat window just in case you want to click on it. And just in case you're using your phone to join this webinar, or you're using a tablet or an iPad and your phone is not next to you, please click on the link and join. We have 2 joiners. We got 4 joiners. I guess we're good to go. The joining link is on the chat window. Muhammad Abdullah, you can click on it and join us. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna skip this question. Let's just go directly to the fun part now. If this is the starting prompt, I want to summarize this Word document. Yeah. Then which of these is a goal or context or source or expectations? Match and submit. No, match on your phone, Hamid. Are you guys matching? Yeah, we got 2 answers. Okay. We got 2 answers. These are some of the combinations we received now. One of you said the goal is summarize this Word document. Someone else said the goal is please keep the summary to 5 key points and use simple language. Let's wait for others. Two of you had uh, two answers for the context and different for, so we got two different combinations in here. Okay. Fatah Rahman. Now, which of these on the right is which sentence is the goal in the prompt? Which one is the context? And remember what we mentioned. The goal basically, oops, started a new tab. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Now, the goal basically is what do you want to do? Okay. And the context on the other hand is why you want to do this. All right. And then the source is from where Copilot would get this information. Yeah. And then the expectation is how do you want to format the result? So match on your phone the goal with the sentence, the context with the sentence, and then the source expectations and so on, and then submit. So just to walk you through it, if this is the interface, I would go like, okay, goal, what's the goal between these? Then I will choose the goal. And then the context, I will choose the context. And then I will hit submit. All right. So the goal is to summarize this document, isn't it? And then the context is when you provide more information and then you say the reason of why do you want this. Yeah. So please keep the minimum 5 points and use simple language, or the section on comparative analysis, or with a brief overview of main points discussed during the meeting. Yeah. So this could be context. Source is definitely comparative analysis. Expectation is to keep the summary to key 5 points, and then I will hit submit. We got three answers. Let's see the correct answer. There you go. The goal is to summarize this document, the context with a brief overview of the main points discussed, the source where you mentioned, from the original document, focus on the summary, on the comparative analysis, yeah. And then expectation, well, I'm expecting a summary of key points, and use simple language. That's expectations. So let's move on to the next question. Do the same, do the mapping. And submit. All right, we got two answers. Let's see. Okay, these are the most frequent answers. I guess all of you agreed on the goal, but you disagreed on the context and the rest of everything except the source. And the correct answer is the goal is to draft a marketing proposal. The context you're adding as of why you want this and to give more information to Copilot to understand why are you doing this so it gets you the better result is for Contoso's latest product, which is a cipher guard. We need to generate 3 ideas for marketing campaign. All right. Now, the source using the product specifications and requirements that you will attach later on, of course. And then here is your expectations. What do you want? A brief overview of the product. You want pros and cons for each idea. You want ROI projection. Mention that as the expectations. Let's move to the next question. All right, 3 answers. Brilliant. Let's see them. There we go. Goal to visualize as a table. But then we need a clear way to communicate those benefits to potential employees. Source is this is the clearest source, yeah, the employee benefits documents. And then expectation, I want to include third column to that clearly describes the benefits to the employee and how it impacts their well-being. Last question. The context is where you always give Copilot more context, more insight for of why are you doing this? What do you want to actually achieve? So if you go like create a presentation, you cannot go like create a presentation because my manager asked me to, but you can go like create a presentation because I'm having this meeting with top level executives in my company, and this is context. Yeah, it's like when you're giving your colleague or someone a task within your team, you would tell him a little bit of the history and why are we doing this. So he would do the task in a better way. That's context, isn't it? So you would treat. We agreed that you would treat Copilot the same as a colleague, as a teammate. Iman, I'm trying to find the achievement code. Achievement code. There you go. Found it. So what's going on here? We got the three of them. Let's see the combinations you came up with. Oh, you kind of agreed this time, except on the source and context. Okay. Let's see it. That's the final one. That's the correct one. The goal is a question. Is there a call to action? That's the goal that you want to achieve. But why? Well, I switched this one while I'm doing the matching. Yeah, I switched this one. The source should be in this marketing analysis report. Yeah, that should be the source. And yeah, it is the source. Okay. The context, that's correct. Okay, we're good. The context to address our challenges and concerns. That's why you're asking call to action. Please check if the marketing plan included a clear and specific plan of actions and so on. Now, expectations, you want not only to get a yes or no question, you're expecting to Copilot to generate suggestions for improving the call to action if necessary, if it exists in the first place. Do you have any question? Any question for me? All right. Now, the rest is on you to practice and practice and practice. All right. Prompting is a huge topic. There's a lot we did not cover, and it's not only about goal, source, context, and expectation. There is what we call zero shot learning. There is few shots learning. There is sectioning. All right. There is a lot that you can explore and reach out if you have any question. We try to keep it simple. We try to keep it more practical. You might not need sectioning. You might not need few shots learning every time, but in every prompt you need the four of these. All right, or these. I mean all of these. Okay, wrong one. This one. So, but the topic doesn't end here, all right? There is a lot that you can explore. Please go through the content that I shared with you. And at the end, I want to thank you for allowing me to present to you today on this session. Please take a look at the chat window. We've added a feedback form. Would love to hear from you your valuable feedback of how we did during this session, and most importantly is how we enhance the future sessions as well. Next, there is another link for you to redeem your achievement code, and this will add the course and a badge and a shareable certificate on your profile where you can share it in social media and so on. Don't forget to tag me. And if the link doesn't work for any reason, I've added the steps for you to redeem your code, and I've added the code as well. Stay connected. You know what they say, your network is your net worth. If you have any question at any point of time while you're working, just link me in, reach out. We will be more than happy to help and assist. At Technology, we do not walk away when the training ends. We're there for you. Just reach out. Follow us on social media. Ask us questions. We will be glad to help you proceed learning even after the training. Let's see what Fatah Rahman mentioned here. There are so many AI tools like GPT, Copilot, and so on. My question is, how we make sure most accurate one is used in our industry? Well, good question. You're talking about enterprise level, then most of these tools are out of the equation. When you're talking about corporate world, most of these tools are out of the equation because with Copilot, you have enterprise level protection. This is an enterprise license. This is a tool that passed the cybersecurity test at many organizations, all of the organizations. Yeah. So with your organization, you will not find any barrier implementing Copilot. However, the other tools, they need to go through security test. I need to check whether they leak data, whether they retain data or not. You see, because ChatGPT, for instance, it learns from our data. Anything we share with ChatGPT will be retained with the model. So if anyone asks any question about a sensitive document that I shared with ChatGPT, ChatGPT will expose this data happily. You see what a practical example, a personal one. Uh, I've been looking for new schools for my kids, right? So what I do is I search the school on ChatGPT first because sometimes ChatGPT get me their internal issues because they use ChatGPT for everything. Yeah, their internal communication, their internal email, their internal escalations, their internal incidents, and ChatGPT just tell me everything happening on that school. Yeah, but with Copilot, that is impossible, right? That is not gonna happen because Copilot works as per your individual license and individual permissions, which means what you can see, Copilot can see, and at the end, it operates within your organization scope. Yeah. It doesn't take your data and send it somewhere. It doesn't learn from your data. It doesn't keep your data. It works on your data within your organizational boundaries. I hope I answered your question, Fatah Rahman. Yeah. Okay. Now to take your question to another level, other tools and other service providers are there as well. It depends on the context. So what we do is we begin with the use case. What do we want? Where do we want AI? Because your question is mainly generative AI, but my answer now is more broad. I'm talking about AI in general, not only generative AI. In general, we start with a use case. Identify your use case because not every, believe it or not, not every problem is good to solve it with AI, but some problems are better be solved traditionally. So once you have your use case identified, that's my requirement. Start with a value proposition. Yeah. Let's see, will AI really help? Will the ROI justify the effort and cost of implementing AI? Do I implement AI? Do I implement my own and develop my own model? Or I acquire AI? Or I use AI as a service? So many questions. Then at the end, you will go to, okay, now what providers do I want? Because do you have a clear roadmap now? Do you want to build it? Do you want to use it as a service and then build your own application? Do you want a ready tool? You have to begin from the use case first, right? Building your strategy until you reach. And there is a lot to be said here, but this is the like in a nutshell. All right. I hope you were able to fill the feedback for us. Thank you so much. And thank you for your time today. I will see you in more detailed webinars, especially on the product, Copilot product-based webinars. I hope you enjoyed my flight today. Thank you all for joining me and have a good one. Take care. Cheers. Assalamu alaikum.